Hey, what up, fam? This is Saul Levy, host Africans in Tech, where we're building bridges and shaping futures in tech. On our whiteboard session today, we got Reginald Keys, or Keyshawn. Keyshawn's going to tell us a little bit about
object-oriented programming and today what I do as a dev.
Okay, awesome. So Keyshawn, kick it off to you, man.
Okay, so when you come in as a junior level engineer, what you realize is that you work on code that's already been there. So code that was there prior to you. So for example, I work on a tool, and a lot of the tool me working is maintenance on the tool, maintenance, refactoring code, and creating new features. So I'm going to explain object-oriented programming and kind of what I do from a high-level perspective. So let's say the tool was built pretty fast, pretty hastily, and then it's being passed over to me. So for example, we'll take a animal class, animal. So this is one class structure of the tool. And then from there, we may have a mammal class. So mammal, oh dang, you know why? I might spell it wrong.
You did.
So we have this mammal class, and then from there we'll have a dog class. So for example, all right, dog. So for example, the tool, this is how we want it, but how it was given to me may have just been animal. And then, cat, a cat class. And then these classes have XYZ methods. So for example, this cat class may have a speak class. And then this dog class, it may also have speak. And what we notice is that both of these classes have the same method. So this is wasted code. What you can really do is we can generalize. And that's what I've really done a lot in my last year of being a junior dev. I've generalized a lot of methods, refactored code, made it more efficient. So for example, what we might do here is, so we have this speak, and let's go ahead and put a cat class. So what we might do to make it better is we'll put the speak class up here such that we only call it one time. And what we may do is we may have a method that determines what class are we pulling from, and then based on the class that we're pulling from, if we know it's the cat class, we'll deploy the cat sound. And so now we've generalized this method and got rid of deprecated code.
Can I stop you for a second?
For sure.
So for anyone who doesn't understand like what he's talking about, so classes, think about it like as attributes or features of a specific thing, right? So cat speak, dog speak. So there's certain sort of sounds that you hear. So in general, you can say the mammal they make sounds. So what he's saying, you can refer to the mammal and then distinguish from that specific mammal which specific sound he's talking about. Let me know if I'm wrong in any way.
That was precise. That was great. I forget I'm talking to the general public sometimes.
No worries. Yeah.
For sure. So yeah, this is one aspect of what I've done is clean up class structure, refactor code, generalize. Also as well, I'll stick to object-oriented programming. I have, redesigned class structure. So for example, we're putting more reliance on the parent classes. So this would be the highest class, so the parent, and then mammal would be a child class, and then dog and cat would be a child class of the mammal class. So what I've done now more is make it more efficient. So it may have been like this, but now we're gonna rely more on the parent classes and make them more efficient. And this is just the simple overview of what I've been doing. Is that too short? Or?
No, that's perfect, bro.
Okay.
Yep. So guys, just to kind of recap. Keyshawn was talking about basically like refactoring code. So sometimes when you get to work, whether you're a software developer, engineer, or whether you are cyber, regardless of what field you're in, if you have some code that's redundant, that just keeps doing things that it doesn't need to do, there's ways you can kind of, when he talks about refactoring, is like just reworking that code so that it's optimized to work a lot better. So for instance, when he's brought up like certain classes being called underneath like a parent class or a sub-parent class, what you can do is you can basically aggregate what's happening. If it's the same sort of like feature, you can aggregate it at the top layer. And then from there, you can then call distinguished or unique sort of features. So in this case, dogs and cats are both, mammals, and they both speak. Dog makes woof, cats does meow. But at the end of the day, it's still some sort of like language, right? So then what you're doing is say language.dog or something like that. And then it spits out whatever dog does. Language.cat spits out whatever the cat does. And then what that does, it makes it a lot more robust and a lot faster than you having to say, okay, now let's go through the loop and say, a dog speaks and then dog does this. Whereas you can now go from one loop, say it has all these different sounds. Because imagine you have to do this for like 40,000 different animals. You're not going to want to like create that
same class. It just be copy and paste it over and over and over. And then, one thing a senior dev taught me is like, don't repeat yourself. There's no need to create the same class 15 times or same method 15 times when we can just generalize.
Yeah, perfect. So guys, if you have any questions at all in regards to like sort of like this concept that Keyshawn brought up, feel free to ping him. And Keyshawn, if they wanted to get in touch with you, how can they get in touch with you?
They can reach out via TechKey on Instagram, TECHK3Y. And that's the primary way.
Cool. And then if for some reason you're not getting in touch with him and you want the exact handle, his handle is going to be on wherever you're watching this, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We'll have all his information on there. And you can reach out to Keyshawn. But if you have any general questions for us, you can hit us up at africansintechnology@gmail.com. Again, it's africansintechnology@gmail.com. My name is Saul Levy. This is Africans in Tech. All right, fam.